You know what's crazy? You've spent the last 10 years becoming an expert at something. And you know what? You're broke. Well, not broke. You have a salary. I know that. You have a title. You've probably got a senior or manager somewhere in your email signature. I understand that. But here's the truth bomb nobody wants to hear. You are trading diamonds for pennies. And today, in this video, I am going to show you exactly why 97% of corporate employees fail when they try to monetize their skills. And more importantly, how the 3% who succeed do it completely different. Now stay with me because what I'm about to share with you might make you a little bit angry at first, but by the end of the video, it is going to set you free big time. Before we get this, let me tell you about my friend Alex. Alex is a project manager at a multinational company. He's good at what he does, like really good. He runs these $1 million projects, manages teams of 20 plus people, puts out fire daily. You know the drill. One day Alex decides, I'm going to start a side business teaching project management. Make sense, right? He's been doing it for 15 years. He literally training junior project managers at his company. So this should be easy money, right? 6 months later, Alex has 0 clients, $0. Now get me right, not because he wasn't qualified, not because there was no demand, but because he made the same 5 mistakes that almost every corporate employee makes when they try to monetize their skill. And if you're thinking about turning your expertise into income, you're probably making them too. Now, before you click away thinking this is just another start a side hustle video, it's not. See, most people telling you to monetize your skills, they've never actually done what they do. They've never sat in those soul-crushing status meetings. They've never had to justify their existence in performance and reviews. They've never felt that Sunday night dread creeping in. I have. And more importantly, I have helped hundreds of corporate professionals just like you turn their jobs into profitable offers using what I call my two-phase offer builder. But here's what nobody tells you. Before you can build the offer, you have to unlearn what corporate taught you. And this is what this video is really about, because the very skills that made you valuable in corporate, they are actually sabotaging you in business. Let me show you how. Now, mistake number 1, you are selling your process, not the outcome. All right, so first mistake, and this is a big one. You are selling your process instead of their outcome. Now, let me explain this. When Alex tried to sell project management coaching, you know what he said? He says, I teach the PMBOK framework, that agile methodologies, stakeholder management, and risk mitigation strategies. Now, does it sound impressive, right? But wrong. Nobody wakes up at 2 a.m. thinking, man, I really need to learn stakeholder management frameworks. That's not what they want. That's what you do. That's not what they want. That's what you do. Here is what they actually want. I want to stop working 16 hours weeks on projects that nobody appreciates. I want my team to actually deliver on time without having me to micromanage them on everything. I want to get promoted without burning out my family. You see the difference? One is about you, what you do, and your fancy frameworks. The other is about them and their actual pains. So this is what I call the tool versus goal mistake. Your project management skills, that is the tool. Now, their freedom, their recognition, their peace of mind, that is the goal. Never sell the tool, sell the goal. So what you need to do, stop selling the drill. You see, you are selling the drill, they want the hole in the wall. And now here's the kicker. This mistake happens because of how corporate trained you. In your job, you get rewarded for process, for documentation, for following the methodology. But in business, nobody cares about your methodology until they believe you can deliver the result. So think about it this way. When you go to a doctor, you don't say, please, doc, tell me about your diagnostic process or your medical framework you use. That's not what you say. You say, hi doc, my back hurts, can it be fixed? Now that is the same thing you want to do. Stop leading with, here is my comprehensive 12 weeks program covering module A through to Z. Start with, in 90 days, I will help you reclaim 20 hours a week and get your team performing without you having to babysit them in every task. That is what sells. Not your certification, not your frameworks, not your process, but their outcome. So I want you to write this down. It has to be tangible, quantifiable result always. Yes, tangible, quantifiable results always. That is what you want to sell. Now, mistake number 2, you are giving away the diamonds for free. Now, the second mistake, this one makes me want to pull my hair out. Because you are giving away your best stuff for free. So let me paint a picture for you. You are in a meeting. A colleague asks you for your advice on something that you are an expert in. And what do? You spend the next 30 minutes breaking down exactly how you solve their problem. Step by step, you give them the framework, you share your templates, you basically solve the whole problem. And you know what they say? Thanks, you are so helpful, and they walk away. No payment, no value exchange, just thanks. Now multiply that by 50 times a year with colleagues, with friends, with random people on LinkedIn who DM you asking to pick your brain. You've heard that, let me pick your brain. Now you are running a free consulting business and you don't even know it. So here's what's happening. You got diamonds around your neck. All right, but you think they are just pretty stones. In my Beyond Office book, I talk about a story about this West African village where people wore beautiful stones around their necks as decorations, but these stones were diamonds. But they didn't know the value of these stones. Now, when the missionary that was in that village bought them for pennies, they thought, okay, they were just being generous. And you're doing the same thing. Every time you solve someone's problem for free in a 30-minute coffee chat, every time you write a detailed LinkedIn post walking them through the entire process, every time you give away your frameworks in a company training, so every time you do that, you are trading your diamonds for coffee. And here's the thing that corporate doesn't teach you, that your knowledge has monetary value. Not just salary, not just, I'm good at my job value, actual market value. The advice you give away for free, someone else is charging $5,000 for the same advice. But what do? They have packaged it, they have positioned it, they have presented it properly. So here's what you need to do instead. Create what I call a gift product. Something valuable that demonstrates your expertise but doesn't give away the whole farm. You get what I'm talking about? So for Alex, instead of giving away his entire project management methodology for free, what did he do? He created a simple diagnostic. The 5 hidden bottlenecks killing your project timeline. It's valuable. He shows he knows his stuff. And it naturally leads to, want me to help you fix this? You see, so at the bottom of these resources, that obvious question should come. You want me to help you fix this? Because that's the game. So you give them a test, show them that you understand their problem better than they do. Then invite them to go deeper at a price. That is how you do it. So mistake number 3, you are waiting for permission. This is the third one. This one is going to stink you a little bit. You are waiting for permission. Permission for what? For everything. Permission to call yourself an expert. Permission to charge what you're worth. Permission to claim you can solve someone's problem. And you know why? Because for the last 10, 15, 20 years, someone else decided if you are good enough. I'm talking about your boss, your performance review team, your promotion committee. Corporate taught you to wait for validation. But in business, nobody's going to give you permission. You have to take it. So let me ask you something. How many times have you thought, I need to get one more certification before I start charging more. How many times? Or I need to build a perfect website first. Or I need everything figured out before I launch. Now that is permission. That's seeking behavior. And it is keeping you broke. Now here's the hard truth. You don't need another certification. You need a client. You don't need a perfect website. You need a clear offer. You don't need everything figured out. You need to start. Those are the things you need to start. So look, I get it. Corporate trained you to get approval before you act. To build consensus, to shake with the legal, how about with compliance, with your manager's manager. But out here, speed beats perfection. Let me repeat that again. If you want to succeed in the business world, speed beats perfection. The people making money with your skill aren't smarter than you. They are not more qualified. They just stopped waiting for someone to tell them they were ready. They gave themselves permission. That is what they did. So let's jump to mistake number 4. You don't understand the intimacy sequence. You don't understand the intimacy sequence. Now, this one is simple, but it's costing you everything. You don't understand the intimacy sequence. What do I mean? Now, stay with me on this one because it sounds weird, but it is very powerful. You know how you don't wake up to a stranger and immediately ask them to marry you? Well, you are doing in business what is equivalent to that every day. Now, here's what I mean. Someone discovers you on LinkedIn, they read one post, maybe they like it, and then what do? You slide into their DM with, hey, I have a 6 weeks program that solves, you can insert your problem. Now, want to hop in on a call? You know what you're doing? You're asking for marriage on the first date. And you wonder why they ghost you. Listen, business is relationship, and relationships have stages. In his book, Intimate Behavior, this powerful researcher, Dr. Desmond Morris, broke down the 12 stages of human intimacy. I'm talking about from eye contact to, Now, here's the key insight. You can't skip stages without creating discomfort. Let me repeat that again. You can't skip stages without creating discomfort. The same applies to business. There is a sequence. 1 is awareness. They discover you exist. 2 is engagement. They pay attention to your content. 3 is subscribe. They give you their email. 4 is convert. They make a small commitment. Maybe they buy something cheap or something. 5 is excite. You blow their mind with value from what they've just bought. And then 6 is ascend. They buy your main offer. 7 is advocate. They tell others about you. 8 is promote. They now become your partners. These are the same stages in human relationship. Now, most corporate employees try to jump from awareness direct to ascend. Do you see? You've seen this message. Hi, I exist. Pay me $5,000. It doesn't work that way. Now, here is what does work. You create free content that demonstrates your expertise. That is the awareness and the engagement stage. And then you offer a valuable lead magnet, maybe a checklist, maybe a mini training. Now that's the subscribe stage. And then you deliver a small win, maybe a diagnostic, maybe a strategy session, maybe a low ticket offer. Now that's the convert stage. And then you over deliver on that experience. That is the excite stage. Then you invite them to your main offer. That's the ascend stage. I hope you see the difference. You are building trust at each stage. You are creating a relationship. And here's the beautiful part. Once you understand the sequences, selling becomes easy. Why? Because you are not trying to convince anyone. You are not doing that. You are just guiding them through a natural progression. That is how selling looks beautiful, and that's how it should be beautiful. Mistake number 5, you are operating in the wrong economy. Now, this 5th and final mistake, this one ties everything together. You are operating in the wrong economy. Let me explain. There has been multiple economic ages throughout history. Remember, there was the agriculture age, where wealth came through the land or animals. Then we moved to the industrial age, wealth came from machines. Then we moved to distribution age. Wealth came from moving products, distributing them. Then we moved to the information age. Wealth came from knowledge. Then we moved to the partnership age. Wealth came from platforms. Now we are in the AI age. Wealth comes from what? Intelligence, automations, and creativity. Now here's the problem. You are still operating like in the industrial age. You are trading time for money. Remember, 1 hour of your labor equals to 1 unit of pay. But the world has moved on. In the AI age, wealth doesn't come from how many hours you work. It comes from how many people you serve simultaneously. That is where wealth comes from. So I can say scalability is the name of the game. But yet, most corporate employees are trying to monetize their skills. They build a second job, not a business. They think, I'll do consulting on the side hustle, one-on-one sessions, maybe 5 to 10 clients. Now that's not freedom, that is side hustle. That's going to burn you out. What you need is leverage. You need your knowledge packaged in a way that can serve people as easily as it serves one. It could be an online course, it could be a group program, it could be a digital product, it could be an AI-powered tool. That is what you should think about. That's the end game. Something that doesn't require you to be present every single time someone wants your expertise. Now think about King Solomon, the original knowledge professional. Solomon didn't try to give individual advice to every single person who came to him. What did he do? He wrote 3,000 Proverbs. He wrote Proverbs, 3,000 of them. He created systems. He built ecosystems where people could access his wisdom at different levels. What did he do? He had a gift product. Free wisdom that attracted millions or thousands. And then he had core products. Access to his teaching for the masses. And then he had premium products. Private audience with kings who paid in gold. And then he had retention products, ongoing relationships that kept people coming back to him year after year. See, that was the ecosystem. That is what Solomon set out. That's what he architected that give him all the wealth. And that's what you should do. And that is what you too need to build. Not a second job, not a side hustle, an offer ecosystem powered by the tools of this age. I'm talking about powered by AI. Now, the solution to this is my two-phase offer build. I consider this good news because once you understand these 5 mistakes, you can avoid them. And that's exactly what my two-offer phase builder does. Phase 1, you take your corporate skills, the thing you're already good at, the thing that you already do, and you translate it into a simple, irresistible offer. Not this vague, I can help you with project management, no. But something like, in 90 days, I help senior project managers reclaim 20 hours per week implementing my predictable delivery framework without quitting their jobs or sacrificing their family time. Something like that. Tangible, quantifiable, and very specific. Phase 2, build the scaling machine. I'm talking about now your offer ecosystem. That thing you've created in phase 1, now you package it into scalable offers. I'm talking about a gift product that attracts the right people. I'm talking about a core product that converts those people that has been attracted into paying clients. I'm talking about a premium tier or product for those who want more access to you. And then I'm talking about a retention system that keeps them coming back to you time and time. And all without you having to trade every hour for every dollar that you earn. Now, this isn't theory. This is the exact process I have used to help hundreds of corporate professionals turn their expertise into 6-figure businesses. Not by working more hours, but by working smarter. So here's the bottom line. You are not failing because you are not smart enough. You are not failing because there is no diamond. You are not failing because you picked the wrong niche. You are failing because you are using corporate rules in the business game. It's like you are using athletic rules in a football game. Those rules don't apply here. Your corporate rules don't apply in business. But once you understand the real rules, the ones I've just showed you, everything changes. You should get it. Your skills are valuable. Your knowledge is worth money. You can build something that gives you freedom, impact, and income. You just need the right framework. If you want to really go deep on this, I've got something so interesting for you. I call it the Offer Clarity Workshop. I'm doing it this coming Tuesday, where I will walk you through exactly how to turn your corporate skills into a profitable offer. It's live. It's not recorded. It happens Tuesday, 7 p.m. Nairobi time. Links are in the description. I will see you in the next one.